Happy Valentine's Day. I wanted to do a little themed reading vlog where I read only romance books for a week. Now, I have to say, I am kind of an avid romance book hater, more specifically like rom-com hater. I love a romance in a book. I typically can't stand when it's just a light romancy haha read, but I was like, let's mix things up a little bit. First of all, it's Valentine's, let's get into the spirit, let's read some romance books anyway, because I do have a few on my physical TBR and my TBR in general that I want to read regardless of the fact that I'm not a fan of the genre, because I do have certain authors or certain times when I just feel like it's fun. So first of all that, and second of all, I wanted to add in some romance books that I feel like wouldn't typically be talked about during a like only reading romance books for a week kind of video. To start off with, I'm reading Wild Love by Elsie Silver right now, which is definitely quite your classic rom-com cowboy small town romance vibe. This is Elsie Silver's new, I mean it came out like 2 years ago now, series, the Rose Hill series. I've read like all the Chestnut Springs books and I've just started this one. I've had this book physically for like a year now, but we're finally getting to it. And then after that, on my Kobo, I want to really read This Is How You Lose the Time War. It's kind of like a sci-fi about time travel, but at the core, it's about the romance between these two, I think like spies on like separate sides of the war, and how like over all this time travel they like leave each other correspondence and fall in love. And so I feel like that would be exciting because it's not really just like a romance novel. It's a little bit different. It's also about two girls, so always a fun time. And yeah, I just feel like switching it up a little bit. And then if I have time after that, I have a few Abby Jimenez's on my shelf that I also really want to read, or I want to read Game Changers by Rachel Reed, because I'm sure you've watched Heated Rivalry. I've also read Heated Rivalry like over a month ago, like nearly 2 months ago now, so I kind of want to read Game Changers, which is the first book in that series about a different couple who shows up in the Heated Rivalry show. So yeah, that's my current lineup. I actually started Wild Love last night and fully got 100 pages in. This does not look like 100 pages. This book is nearly, it is 150, it's 152 pages. I was gonna be like, oh, it's nearly 450, like this. That length for a romance is kind of crazy, but I do feel like Elsie Silver's writing is just so bingeable and digestible and fun. I've never like rated any of her books 5 stars. I just, personally, me and like rom-coms, we don't hit 5 stars, but like I feel like her books are some of the ones that I genuinely enjoy because they're just a fun time, but they're like actually well written. I do feel like a lot of the times I don't feel a connection, there's not enough tension, stuff like that, that just kind of pulls me out of a story if it's just a full romance. It's kind of crazy to me. I feel like a lot of romances don't actually have tension, whereas books that aren't about romance, that just have romance in them, there's like tension strung throughout. But regardless, I feel like she does it really well, and so I just thought this would be a great one to start with. Also, it's literally called Wild Love. It's pink. We've got a pink theme going on for Valentine's Day in February. So yeah, I'm currently 100 pages in. It's basically about Ford, who is a billionaire and the son of like a major rock band musician. He basically wants to kind of get out of like the starlight of like being a billionaire and whatever, so he moves to this small town that he used to like spend the summers at with his best friend. And then we have Rosie, who is his best friend's little sister, who he has had a crush on since they were teenagers. She moves back after they haven't seen each other in like 10 years. He's currently 32 and she's 29. They haven't seen each other in 10 years, and she moves back after an incident in like work in her life, and she's just kind of scrambled and like wants to be home. And then he ends up employing her because she's like, I really need a job right now because of everything going on. But also to spice things up a little bit more, Ford gets an unexpected visitor on his doorstep. This is all on the back of the book. I'm not spoiling right now, but he gets an unexpected visitor on his doorstep, and she claims to be his daughter. Her mom and dad used his sperm to make her because they had fertility issues, and a bunch of stuff's going on with her, so now she's coming to live with him. And so it's just this whole, you know, moment of Ford has a daughter now, a 12-year-old daughter, and he's like never been a dad before. And then on top of that, his childhood teenage crush, who he still has feelings for, is now working for him back in their small town. So yeah, just a nice, cheesy, typical rom-com move, which I'm typically not in the mood for. I feel like I have to say this a million times, but Elsie Silver just like does something where I'm just like, I'm just eating it up. Like, I literally read 100 pages last night. I was like, oh, I'm going to bed. I was like, I'll pick it up, I'll read like a chapter or two. Girl, her writing it's just so easy and digestible. I feel like I can read her books in a day. I low-key feel like I did read Powerless and Hopeless in a day. Those are the two that I have physically from the Chestnut Springs series. I feel like I read them in like a day or two because it's just so bingeable. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, they're always like a 3.5 because it's always like a fun time and a fast time, and like there is a deeper connection and it's fun. I also love the cover, and I love the covers of this series in general. Like, there's the green one and the orange one. I just think the colors are very fun, but like specifically this, very cutesy. So I'm gonna continue reading. I feel like starting a reading vlog being like, oh, I'm already 100 pages in feels like a cheat, but it's it's a 450 page book, and we've basically just covered what's on the back, so like we're not quite into the story, so it doesn't feel too much like a cheat. So cute. I feel like I don't normally smile out loud, like actually smile, not out loud, when I read romance books. I read a lot yesterday. And frankly, I only didn't finish the book because I was like, I need to actually show myself reading. Like, I don't want to just talk about the book. I want, you know, it's a reading vlog, show the process and blah, blah, blah. But it was like a night and I just binged it. I'm literally on page 381. All in one day. I don't know. Elsie Silver's writing is just so bingeable. Like, you just really just want to keep going, finish a chapter, and just like, I feel like I can never end on a chapter. It's so much easier to end in the middle of a chapter than at the end of a chapter, because it's always like you're in the middle of something and it's just like switching perspective or something. It's so bingeable and I love it. I got to page 115 yesterday and I was like, I think I'm gonna tab this. Like, that's kind of crazy. I already said I'm not a big like romance reader, and I normally keep tabbing for things that are like just really punch my gut or like a quote that I really loved. But on page 115, in her inner monologue, she said he was alluring to me, and that just like spoke to me. Like, alluring, I don't know, something about it. Like, I've only tabbed 4 things, like not a lot, but I'm really enjoying this book like a lot more than I thought I was. To be fair, so many like booktubers that I watch gave this book a 5-star, even the ones that like don't really read romances like that anymore. I don't think I'm gonna give it a 5-star, but like that does explain more of the connection. I feel like because this is like a 450-page book, there is like more connection to the characters. And frankly, here's my biggest thing with a romance book, and this is on me. I feel like if I'm eating it up, I eat up a romance book until they get together. The second they get together in like any way, shape, or form, they're like, yes, we like each other, okay, let's do this, like, and it's like a little bit before the third act conflict or something, that's when I check out. I'm like, okay, cool, tension's over, I know where the story ends, done, goodbye. That's me, and I fear maybe that's some kind of deeper issue where I don't actually want to see people together and happy. That's not true. I love reading about people together and happy. I just think in a romance book it's kind of like, okay, and we know what's gonna happen. There's gonna be their conflict, it's gonna be annoying, and then they're gonna get together and it's literally just gonna be like on the last page they're finally like, yay, and we live together forever. You know what I mean? I feel like they're just so predictable that once they get together I just start losing interest. And I like really like the first like 350 pages of the book, and now they're together. And I stopped last night, like literally like the page that the third act conflict is gonna occur on, I'm pretty sure, because I was like, first of all, annoying, second of all, let me get some clips for you guys. So like, I don't know, just pisses me off. But I did really like this. Let's see what else I tabbed, if I can say anything. Yeah, I really like the way they act with each other. I really like their connection, their banter. They're very like snide and like bitchy to each other, which is really funny, and personally how I act to people that I like. And I think it's so fun and funny. But then like they'll say something and it like that isn't bitchy and snide and kind of like nice, and it just kind of like, you know what I mean? Like I was full on giggling, kicking my feet. Let's call it my condolences then, because any asshole dumb enough to blow it with you when they've got you free and clear is having a bad fucking day. Like, yes, Ford, you are so right. I can't say that one, but like, that was good. Ugh, I don't know, I also really love the connection between Ford and his like new 12-year-old daughter, and also Rosie and Ford's daughter. Like I just love the way that they interact with each other and the way that they like care for her and like put her first. I think it's so precious. And I know a lot of people don't like children in books. I love children in books. I don't know if it's just because I grew up around a lot of like younger kids, but I love children in books. I think it's so cute, and I think it really shows an extra layer of how people like treat people that they're not like romantically inclined to and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, I'm like, there's still like 60-70 pages left, so let's finish this book and see what happens. And maybe for once in my life, oh my god, these seagulls, maybe for once in my life I'm not gonna be annoyed at the ending of a romance book. Typically I hate a billionaire romance story because the money is so ick, but he's a good one. He's not like nepo baby money. He's like, I built this and I don't spend it on anything other than actually paying my workers and continuing building businesses that I like. And so I'm like, okay, I don't need him to be a millionaire, but it's not deducting points where it normally would. I finished Wild Love. I actually did not hate the way it was wrapped up. Guys, I'm proud of myself. I'm growing. I actually enjoyed it. I will say I still like, my favorite part is like very much the first 350 page build up, and then once they get together I'm like less into it, but I did actually really enjoy it. And I tabbed 2 things at the end just because it was really sweet, and I feel like Ford Grant is just such a good guy. Like, I feel like they're just so meant for each other. But even apart from that, like, okay, the forward, what's that called? The dedication is for all the women who figured out that good enough isn't actually enough. And for those of you who are still looking for more, it's out there, you'll find it. And if not, don't worry, there's always Ford Grant. I feel like that's just like the perfect depiction. He will always make you feel like you are amazing, perfect, and a princess, and not just good enough. So finish this. I don't know what to rate it, just because I'm not like, if you're comparing this to like literary fiction dystopias that I typically read, like, I feel like it'd be a 3.5 because it's a romance. I don't like, you can't really like properly put them up against each other. So I feel like low-key, for like, I don't want to be annoying and say 3.75 because 2.5 or 0.25 and 0.75s are really annoying. But I don't know, I feel like, I don't know, I'll put it on the screen. I'll have to think about it because I don't really know, but I did really like it and I would recommend. And now we're gonna go into This Is How You Lose the Time War, and I am so excited. This book is also really short, so I feel like maybe we could even get a 3rd book in for this reading vlog, which is exciting. just because on my Kobo at least it's only 150 pages. I know in general it's also quite a short book, but yeah, I'm really excited to read this just because, I don't know, I feel like a fun little sci-fi-esque time travel plot could be fun. I feel like I've been reading a lot of character-driven books, and this is still character-driven, but like I want a little bit something something. And by something something I mean like fantastical, science fiction-y, dystopian, that kind of vibe. I love being deeply and horribly vague, but yeah, I'm excited to read this. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break though, but this is the next read. It's a few days later, and I have to say, I'm literally only 3 chapters in. Like, this book is 150 pages, so I'm like 15% of the way in, but only like 3 chapters in, and I'm feeling a little bored, feeling a little bit like confused. I love the writing. Let me see if I can pull up a quote, because the writing is incredible. It's so lyrical and beautiful and like so interesting, but I feel like the premise, it's just like, I don't know. The way it's written, there's just like kind of like too much going on, but nothing's being explained. But wars are dense with causes and effects, calculations and strange attractors, and all the more so are wars in time. One spared life might be worth more to the other side than all the blood that stains Red's hands today. A fugitive becomes a queen, or a scientist, or worse, a poet, or her child does, or a smuggler she trades jackets with in some distant spaceport, and all that blood is for nothing. Like, the writing is so beautiful, but it's written very like confusingly. Basically, my camera's fogging up. You're just kind of thrown into it. Every chapter flips perspective from blue and then red, and they are both on different sides of this time war, and they're both like top specialists in their field. I don't even know. They're like sending each other messages through time, basically just kind of egging each other on right now, being like, oh, like, I bet you didn't think I'd get to this, la 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 la, and trying to kind of like annoy the other, but also are like intrigued by the other and want the messages. So it's interesting. I'm just like, it's not a very like active read because the writing is very, while it's beautiful, it's kind of like, I don't know, stagnant, difficult to like wade through, and kind of, it just feels like a bunch of beautiful writing is being hit at you with like not much connection. But who knows, maybe I will like it more going forward. It also does match my top today, but yeah, I'm not loving it. So I did last night start reading, there we go, Game Changers by Rachel Reed, which I hate this cover. I mean, I'm not a cartoon cover lover either, but I would rather a cartoon cover than abs on my Kobo. But, you know, as we're doing a Valentine's romance themed read, I'm like, we had a straight couple in the first book, Wild Love, then This Is How You Lose the Time War is about 2 women, and then Game Changers we have 2 men. I thought it would be fun, and honestly I feel like this is just a fun, easy read. I highly doubt I will rate it anything above 3 stars. Frankly, the only reason I'm reading it is because I rewatched Heated Rivalry again last night, and I'm not doing this by myself, guys. I'm just indoctrinating people into the cult that is Heated Rivalry, and then I was kind of like, you know what, I've already read their books, let me read Scott and Kip's. So we're into this. I'm literally only like 8% in, but like, it's a fun, cute time. It's about, if you don't know, a hockey player in the NHL, which is a very, you know, like homophobic, very straight, very like manly man kind of sport. So there's no one in the NHL who is in this universe, at least, and in this time period. I think it's like 2 2010-ish. No one is out. No one is openly out and gay, queer, anything, honestly. And so he meets I was gonna say a barista, like a smoothie making barista guy, and it's a cute little story about them. And if you've seen Heated Rivalry, episode 3 is about them because it kind of adds context to this one scene that kind of spurs on something quite big in Shane and Ilya's journey, which Heated Rivalry and The Long Game are about, also by this author. So yeah, it's just like a fun, easy read. I'm literally about to go out with my friend. She needs to do some shopping and we're gonna pop into some bookstores, so I'm not planning on getting anything, but I might take you guys around to browse this stuff a little bit. I fear I am quite a ways through. I'm currently 79% through Game Changer, and here are my thoughts. This book is exactly what I thought it was gonna be. It's just a fun, easy time reading a gay hockey sports romance. That's it. That's all it is, and I love it, and it's filling my little Heated Rivalry void in my heart. The thing is, I like our main characters. I don't feel like they're in love. Like, they went from being together to being in love so fast, and I don't feel like I feel that portrayed through the writing. So currently that's lacking, but it's still a fun, great time. And right now we're at the 3rd act conflict, and it's just a sweetie little time, and this part's really warming my heart. I must say warming my heart as there's literally a shirtless man on the cover. Sue me. Sorry, I just have to say this is the funniest thing I've seen ever. He's coming out to his friends right now, and one of the guys was like, oh, thank fuck, I thought you were gonna say that you were that you were with Rosanov. Ate that one. Ate that one. Maybe next time we go out, Scott will be there too. Hey guys, I have no memory of what I said about This Is How You Lose the Time War last night, but I'm currently 70% of the way through, and I'm really liking it. Like, I remember being like nearly 20% through and being like, I'm just not getting it, like it's just too much, like this whole time war thing, it's flip-flopping through time so much without any context. Like, you literally just get like 3 pages of like where in time each person is at the moment before you see the letters that they've written for each other. So I was like, I don't know what's going on, but just seeing the way that they write to each other in these letters, the way that they think about each other in different times, and like the metaphors with the color and everything, it's so beautiful. Like, this book is just stunning. I don't think it's gonna be a 5-star, but it's definitely like very emotional and very beautiful. Like, literally, where is this entire page I highlighted in pink, which is like love. It's so stunning. It's so stunning. Red, I will send you letters from anyone telling you so. Letters of only one word. Letters that will brush your cheek and grip your hair. Letters that will bite you. Letters that will mark you. I'll write you by bullet, ant, and spider wasp. I'll write you by shark's tooth and scallop shell. I'll write you by virus and assault of a 9th wave flooding your lungs. I'll I'll stop here. I'll stop. This is probably not how this is done. I want flowers from Cephalus and diamonds from Neptune. I want to scorch the 1,000 earths between us to see what blooms from the ash, so we can discover it hand in hand, content in context, intelligible only to each other. I want to meet you in every place I have loved. I don't know how it is done between such as us, Red, but I can't wait to find out together. Like, it's just written so beautifully. The prose is absolutely insane. Like, I am deeply obsessed with it, and I just have like 70, how many pages is that? I have almost 50 pages left, so not a lot. And yeah, I'm excited. I think I'm gonna finish it tonight, but I do have plans, so I have to head out right now. But also, don't know if I'm gonna leave in the clip from last night just because it was really dark and I feel like I was quite unintelligible, but also the glare from my glasses is not giving it. I finished Game Changers like 2-3 nights ago, something like that, and gave it a 3 stars. It was a cute, fun time. It was exactly what it was supposed to be. Yeah, nothing really more. I just don't feel like I felt like Kip and Scott loved each other. I feel like they definitely like each other. They definitely have a physical connection, but I didn't really see much of them loving each other. I thought like certain aspects of acceptance and being such an important figure for so many young people was really beautiful. Like, you know, Scott as a NHL hockey star, like one of the biggest hockey stars, like him coming out as gay and how that will make so many kids feel accepted, so many kids playing hockey, so many other hockey players, wink wink, nod nod, heated rivalry, for them to be able to feel like they fit in hockey and they can be accepted and they can be loved and they can play the sport that they love. Like, I just thought that was so beautiful. And like, obviously, you know, just the connection between, like, you know, it doesn't matter if you're gay, you're trans, you're black, you're Asian, anything. Like, this, if you want to play the sport, you should be able to play the sport. And I thought that was really beautiful, but the story was lacking a little bit. But like, not even lacking, it's just like, this is exactly what you get when you pick up like sports romance, hockey romance. Like, it's chill, it's fine, it's whatever. Had a good time, but yeah, just like 3 stars. I'm really feeling, I don't know, I'm not gonna say what I'm feeling like this is rated yet, but I feel like every page I read, I like it so much more and more and more. Like, it's so good, it's so gripping now. Like, I don't want to put it down. I just need to know, like, I need to know how this ends. Like, how do they end together, because they are on 2 different sides of the time where they have yet to like even actually like meet. They just send letters through things. It's like sometimes like it's injected through them by like a bee sting, and then they can like see this letter, or sometimes they like drink tea and like the tea leaves spell out. It's very like sci-fi, fantastical, whatever, but I'm really enjoying it. And I'm like, I don't know how the heck they're gonna end up together, because they are on like, they are the 2 like top operatives on completely opposing sides of a war. It's like, how are we gonna do this? And they were like built to be warriors. Like, they have 2 different, very different ways that they were like made. One of them is this like natural kind of, I don't even understand it, to be completely honest, but comes from like the garden. And the other one, Red, is like, I can't tell if she was like born a human or like born something other, and then they like describe her as like anyone in that side as like a deviant, and then their body kind of gets like deconstructed and put in like alloy and different like tech stuff, so it's like very different. And I'm like, how's this gonna work? I'm very intrigued and scared, and I don't know how such a short book can pack such a big punch, but I'm loving it. I finished This Is How You Lose the Time War last night, and guys, I love it. The way it ended was just so good, so full circle. And I know I've literally just been yapping about this for what at least to me feels like ages, but the prose in this book is incredible. Like, I would highly recommend. Ugh, I just can't. I literally, like, I finished it and I just kind of sat there and I was like, these quotes are just so beautiful. I feel like it's a story I'm gonna remember for a long time just because of how interesting and unique it is. Like, I've never read a story like this. I've never read like a time travel romance, especially like in this way. It's not like your classic romance, you know what I mean? But it's romance in the sense of like, this is what love is. This is how you romance someone, not in like a la 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 rom-com smutty, which is all fun and games. Like, already talked about this, literally gave Wild Love a 4-star. Like, I like that sometimes, but like, this was so good, guys. I would highly recommend. But with that, this is it for this week's reading vlog, our little Valentine's Day reading romance books for a week. It has gone on a bit longer than a week, but like, it's fine. Who cares? Literally, who cares other than me? But yeah, I honestly had a great time. I had 2 4-stars. Don't know if I said 4-star. I had 2 4-stars and a 3-star, but like an expected 3-star. So like, really not mad about it at all. Yeah, had a great time. Maybe, I was gonna say maybe this is gonna get me back into romance a little bit, but quite frankly, I feel romanced out right now after reading 3 romance books in a row, which honestly I'm surprised after reading 3 romance books in a row that I didn't rate them worse. But like, genuinely, I think with this book being the last book, like, I could not have rated it lower, no matter how not in the mood I was for romance, you know what I mean? That just goes to show that you just gotta pick books. Like, every genre has a book for every person, you just have to find it. But anyway, I'll see you guys next week, and I hope you guys have a nice Valentine's, Galentines, whatever you're doing. Spend time with some loved ones. I know it's a cheesy capitalistic holiday that I personally don't like to literally buy into, but like, it's fun to watch some rom-coms, sit around with your friends, eat ice cream, and read some romance books. So yeah, see you guys next week.